Hello. Today, True Believers is going to look at the history of Brisbane's rail network. We start in the year 1865. The first section of railway that was built was between Ipswich and Grantchester Station. This 31-kilometre section was built on the 31st of July 1865. It had 3 stations that opened in between Ipswich and Grantchester. In 1874, the line was extended eastwards from Ipswich to Sherwood, with 12 stops in between. 1 year later, it was finally connected to Roma Street Station, Brisbane's central station, with the completion of the Albert Rail Bridge. There were 7 stops in between. In 1876, Thomas Street Station was added on the main line. East Ipswich Station on the main line was built in 1879. In 1882, the Shawncliffe Railway was built, and it ran through the original exhibition station alignment. It had 13 stops in between. Also in 1882, the line opened to Ascot, with Clayfield and Hendra stations opening at the same time. In 1884, they built the Wallagabba branch line. It had 5 stations on that line. Also in 1884, Woolkaraka Station on the main line was built. In 1885, the line from Yerongpilly to Beenleigh opened, which had 9 stops added along the line. Albion Station opened in 1885. Moorooka Station on the Beenleigh line was built in 1887. In 1888, the Northgate to Caboolture line opened. It had 10 stops in between. Also in the same year, the line to Manly was built. It had 8 stops in between. Faguna Station on the main line was built in 1888. In 1889, the North Coast line opened from Gympie to Kooran, with a stop at Traveston in between. Also in 1889, the line from Manly was extended to Cleveland. It had 5 stops in between. In 1889, the line from Beenleigh was extended to Southport. It had 9 stops in between. Runcorn, Sunnybank and Yeronga stations on the Beenleigh line was built in 1889. The line to Caboolture got extended to Landsborough by 1890. It had 4 stops in between. The direct tunnel connection that had stations at Central and Fortune Valley opens in 1890. Lutwich, Farrelltown merged to form Willowin Station in 1890 as well. Also, the Fawnside Station on the Cleveland line closed in 1890. Main Station opened in 1890 on the North Coast line. In 1891, the Beenleigh line and the Cleveland line was connected to South Brisbane Station. Park Road, South Bank and Gloucester Street railway stations opened. The line from Landsborough was built northwards, while the line from Kooran was built southwards. They finally connected at Kilroy in 1891. It had 9 stops in between. Trinder Park Station on the Beenleigh line built in 1891. The Cleveland line was extended to a second Cleveland station in 1897. The Boondale branch opened in 1897, with passenger trains stopping at Newstead Station. The Ascot line was extended to Pekemba Station in 1897, with 4 stops built in between. The line from Ignoggera was built in 1899. It had 4 stops in between. In 1901, Toombul Station opened. The branch down to Tweed Heads was built in 1903. It had 13 stops in between. Fawnside Station on the Cleveland line opened in 1909. Norman Park Station on the Cleveland line opened in 1911. Fawnside Station on the Cleveland line closed in 1912 when the sidings were relocated. Woodridge Station on the Beenleigh line was opened in 1913. Dacabin Station on the South Coast line was built in 1913 as well. In 1914, Hermit and Rainbow Bay stations were opened on the Cleveland line. In 1916, the line from Enoggera was extended to Gaythorne. Fawnside Station on the Cleveland line was opened again in 1917. The line to Gaythorne was extended to Sanford. It had 5 stops in between. From Sanford, it was extended to Cobble by 1919. It had 4 stops in between. In 1920, the line was extended all the way out to Dayboro, with a station at Armstrong Creek in between. Cabrio Station on the Ferny Grove line was built in 1932. Fruit Grove Station on the Beenleigh line was built in 1935. Wynnum North Station opened on the Cleveland line in the early 1940s. Boondale Station on the Shawncliffe line was built in 1947. Burness Railway Station on the Pinkemena line, the Pekemba line, was built in 1949. Benoon Station on the Bentley line was built in 1951. Sunshine Station on the Sunshine Coast line was built in 1954. The Dayboro line closed beyond Ferny Grove in 1955. Altandee Station on the Beenleigh line was built in 1958. The section between Lota and Cleveland closed in 1960. In 1961, Tweed Heads branch closed. Beenleigh to Southport line was closed in 1964. Main Station was closed in 1971. The Maryvale Bridge opens in 1978, which gives the Southern Line direct access to Roma Street Station. Due to that, Gloucester Street Railway Station also closed. Darra to Ferny Grove was electrified in 1979. Darra to Ipswich was electrified in 1980. The Lota line was extended back to Fawnside in 1982. The Exhibition line was electrified in 1982. Bowen Hills to Shawncliffe was electrified also in the same year. And also in 1982, the Roma Street to Kingston section was electrified. The Northgate to Petrie section was electrified in 1983. Park Road to Fawnside was electrified also in the same year. Kingston to Beenleigh was electrified in 1984. Corinda to Yarrampelly was electrified in 1984 in both directions by that point. Eden's Land Station on the Beenleigh line was built in 1986. Boondale Station on the Shawncliffe line was built in 1986. Carldine and Bray Park stations on the Sunshine Coast line was built in 1986. In the same year as well, the Petrie to Caboolture section was electrified. Fawnside to Wellington Point was also electrified in 1986. The line got extended back to Cleveland in 1987. There are 3 stops in between. Eagle Junction to Eagle Farm was electrified in 1988. The Woolloongabba branch closed in 1989. In the same year, the Caboolture to Gympie North section was electrified. The Bombilla branch closed in 1990. The Pinkemena line, the Pekemba line, was closed in 1993. The Ipswich to Rosewood was electrified in 1993. Beenleigh to Helensvale was rebuilt in 1996. Helensvale to Nerang was rebuilt in 1997. extended from Nerang to Robina in 1998. The Pagamba line was reopened in 1998, but only as far as Dubin, with 3 stops in between. The airport line was opened in 2001, with stations at International Terminal and Domestic Terminal. They extended the line from Robina to Varsity Lakes in 2009. The Corinda to Yarrampilly section was closed in 2011. The first section of the Springfield branch opened to Richlands in 2011. The final section opened on the Springfield branch was to Springfield and Springfield Central in 2013. And finally, the Kippa-Ring line opened in 2016 with 5 stations in between. And there you go, that is the history of Brisbane's rail network. As you can see, I just listed every station by its current name, not by its original name.
If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and drop a comment down below to tell us what you think. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can find out when the next video is. Twilight Sparkle out. See ya!